Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's the Swisher Family Homestead. Yes, Swisher Home Family Homestead. Hi Amy.
Hi Justin.
How y'all doing out there? We're throwing a video out there just to kind of give you an idea of what it's like to start homesteading.
It's hard.
This is real life. This is no joke. Do all the research you want, but until you're out in the elements,
Yep.
don't mean anything. You have to be strong enough to get past the elements. So what we want to talk about is what we went through when we first got here for our first month.
Yeah.
First 4 weeks when we got here. So let's see. I came out here a week before Amy did to try to get us settled in. I built a raised deck. Had put a 12-person tent on it, so we had 2 rooms. Biggest mistake I ever made. Should never done it. I learned from it because there's nothing like when you move out in the middle of nowhere, and in general everything you do is hard.
Yeah.
There's no running water, there's no toilet, there's no amenities whatsoever. Sleeping, you don't get a good night's sleep.
Not when you're in a tent.
Not when you're in a tent, because when you're out here and you lived in the city, the concrete jungle, you come to find out that you hear every noise and you wonder what every noise is. Now, we do have coyotes out here, and they can get to be a problem at times.
Yeah.
And at that time that we started out here was probably one of the worst times to be out here with coyotes. And we're in a tent. No structure, nothing around us to protect us, just a tent. And let me tell you, every time you heard a crackle or a noise.
And we also had solar lights outside that were motion sensor. So the wind could blow and move a branch, and then the solar light's coming on. You don't know if it's a coyote, if it's a bobcat, if it's a deer, if it's a person, an axe murderer coming to kill you. You don't know anything.
And you don't.
So it's hard to sleep.
Yeah.
When you hear a noise and then you notice that the light came on. It's kind of freaky.
Who is it? What is it? Where you at? Because there's not people around you.
Yeah, nobody's going to hear you.
So it's not like you can't run across to the neighbor and say, hey, look, somebody's trying to kill me. No, not here. Here, it's fend for yourself, man. Make sure, you're prepared. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm a grown man, and there's been times in that tent where I've gotten scared. I mean, the storms up on top of the ridge that we live get so bad that it basically blows the tent away with you in it. And I went through a storm not too long ago before we got our tiny shed, as you see where we're at now. And it scared the living daylights out of me. I'm a grown man and I was scared. And you hear the noises around you and you don't know what to expect. And that's fine. You could be packing a gun, you could have whatever means of defense that you have. You're still not safe. There's always a chance. There's just always a chance. You never know. I mean, there's nothing from the tent to you to stop either an animal or a human to get to you.
Yeah.
You cut through that tent with a knife and kill both of you. I mean, there's other situations here on the homestead that you all have to take into consideration.
Yeah.
It was rough. It was really rough. So if you're thinking you're going to do this, you can get out there and start homesteading and live in a tent and don't do it in the wintertime.
Yeah. That's the other part about this. We're in Middle Tennessee, and we started this in January. And so, yes, if you put 2 and 2 together, that means that we were living in a tent in the middle of January outside.
Outside in the cold.
Yes, it was very cold. And we tried several different heat sources.
Oh, yeah. None of them worked.
None of them really worked.
Yeah.
We did invest in 0-degree sleeping bags. That was a very good investment.
Yes.
They certainly would keep you warm down to 0 degrees.
Yep.
So that was nice. But if you get out of the sleeping bag, you have to go to the bathroom. You get out of the sleeping bag, you are absolutely freezing, and then you have to get back in.
So don't make our mistakes of trying to do it in the wintertime.
Yeah.
You know.
If you're gonna homestead, and if if you keep talking yourself into it, and you're trying to decide if you want to go out and homestead, if you want to, or if you're trying to figure out if you can do it, if you have the means to do it. If it's something that you're interested in, you will figure it out and you will find a way. You just have to bite the bullet and just do it.
Yeah.
Which is what we did. Now, we probably could have been a little better prepared and had some land cleared.
Wait. We thought we were prepared.
Yeah.
I did my homework. I had everything set up. I thought we were good prepared. Well, let me tell you.
What we weren't prepared for was the weather.
Yeah.
And
the elements. You're not prepared for.
And not sleeping at night. We weren't prepared for that. I mean, we did research beforehand. We knew that there were going to be animals out here. We knew there were going to be coyotes.
We knew about the coyotes. We knew about the bobcats. We knew about the bears. We knew about the
deer, and the raccoons and the
armadillos, the foxes, the snakes. You know, you got cottonmouths, copperheads, rattlesnakes. I mean, you got all these forces of nature that aren't really against you, but you have to live with and in placement with.
Yeah.
And, you know, being in a tent was just a big mistake. Big mistake.
Yeah.
Now, if you did this during the spring or the summer or the fall, no problem.
It might not be as bad.
I think we would be able to do it with no problem.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
We would still hear the noises.
Yeah, we'd still hear noises.
The weather would not be a factor.
Yeah, the weather wouldn't be a factor.
But we would still hear the noises and everything. And I think that, for you, I know that's what freaked you out more than anything else, because you kept hearing noises. And one night he left me sleeping and went and got in the truck.
Hey, it was warm. And that's why I did it. It wasn't because of the noises, because it was warm. And then I says, you want to come out into the truck? She came out, sat in the truck, and saw how warm it was, and she's like, "Oh, this is nice."
Yes.
So it wasn't all she cracked it up to be. I just left her hanging, because that ain't true. But I just got to the point where I just, you come to a point mentally, physically, that you can't handle it and that you need some self-comfort. And the truck was self-comfort to me because it was a consistent heat source.
And it was secure.
And it was secure, I mean, if anybody come up, I'd know right away who it was, and, And, if you're going to do this, I'm going to suggest this is very important. If you do this and you decide to homestead, no matter where you're at, make sure that you have guns. At least one handgun, one shotgun, and one rifle. If you're going to do this. Because I'll tell you what, when you live in a remote area, now I'm talking about a remote area. I'm not talking about where you can just get up, drive over to your neighbors and be like, hey, No, when you live in a remote area as we do, you need to have those three things. Those three things are, one, rifle is your hunting.
Yep.
Shotgun is to get rid of your snakes, your bobcats, whatever. You can do that without hurting them with a shotgun. We'll go into that on a later date with a friend of ours. And a handgun, which is something that you can pull real quick for protection.
Yeah.
The rifle, all that stuff is up. Like a Mossberg shotgun is what we got, That's something that we use that's, really works well for us. 9mm handgun, which is really, it's kind of, kind of ghetto in a sense. But it's a 9mm.
Yeah.
Hey. It puts a bullet in you, you're going to stop eventually, especially when you got a clip, and an extended clip at that. The shotgun is another thing. When you aim that shotgun at somebody and they're coming in your home or they're invading your area that you have to protect yourself to survive, it's a one-shot done deal.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that on, being a homesteader, but you really need to be active like that. For all of you who have never, are thinking about doing this, have lived in the city, please take a class on firearm safety. Make sure, have your wife take one, have your kids take one, because you never know when you're going to need it. And being out as a remote as we are, I mean, to the closest hospital is what, 20
At least
minutes
30
away,
minutes away.
30 minutes away. You know, so you're in remote, you're out in the middle of nowhere. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy, but you know, there's different types of off-grid living, and this is one thing I did want to get into you with this brief discussion that we're going to have with you is don't ever take things for granted. Be sure that you're going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you get in, the only way to get out is by leaving everything else behind.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're going to be happy out here. If you're not happy, don't do it. It's a lot of hard work. I mean, we're not like some, and I'm not downing people about this. Move my chair over so I get a little comfortable here. I'm not downing people about this, but there's a lot of people out there that are homesteaders that have walked in, their house is built, their barn's done,
Mm-hmm. They buy the property.
Already set up, and they're homesteaders. Well, they never went through the issues of starting from scratch.
Yeah.
You're still a homesteader. Don't get me wrong. I don't want people getting the wrong impression by that. But you haven't worked the land.
You didn't have to work the land.
You didn't have to cut trees down. You didn't have to. There's so much involved. I'm not a young guy, and I'm out here doing this stuff. And it's, you know, I come in at night and I'm so beat and I'm in so much pain that, you know, I eat, I take an Advil, and I go to bed. I mean, I used to be able to stay up until 11, 12, 1 o'clock at night, watching TV and doing all the fun things. Now, man, at the end of our day, it's an Advil, and we're in bed. I'm out by 8:30. She's up still doing whatever she does, and then she's out probably about 9:30.
Yep.
You know, you get up at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So you have to take into consideration of all the stuff that you have going on, and you have to make sure this is something you want to do. I suggest if, you know, you're having second thoughts about this, then, you know, trust your gut. You know, it's because this isn't easy, guys. This is not easy. I mean, we've not been here that long, and I worked harder in the past 2 months than I think I've ever worked in my life. I mean, really.
And something that I want to add to it is you need to make sure, if you are a couple, make sure, have a talk ahead of time and make sure that you are both in it. Because what you were telling me about an article you read this morning where a couple, the guy, did she work?
No.
So, stay-at-home mom, the guy has a six-figure income. They've decided that he wants to do early retirement, and they're going to go buy a homestead, and they're going to homestead their land, and they're going to have animals, and they're going to grow a nice big garden, and you know they're going to do all this stuff. And so they buy some property, and they put a double-wide trailer on it. They get do they have any animals or anything?
Yeah, they got chickens and pigs and sheep, and
they have some animals and stuff, and then he won't do anything. So clearly he's not in it as much as she is.
Yeah.
So it's so important for the success of your relationship going forward.
Oh yeah.
That before you make the leap into homesteading, if you're in a relationship, you're married, whatever, that you have had that conversation with your significant other to make sure that this is really something that they want to do.
Yeah.
This is something that we both really want to do. Different reasons for both of us, but we both want to live off grid as much as possible. We want to live a simpler life. Not necessarily totally off grid.
Yeah. Well, as of now, we're not.
Yeah,
we have a generator running that's running our lights.
Yeah.
But you need lights to see out here, and you know, there's a couple that's very well known that are off grid, and they're fantastic people and a lot of inspiration to me.
Yeah.
And, of course, you all probably know Doug and Stacy, which, I've learned a lot of stuff from Doug, and then I've learned some stuff from Doug that I don't know about. But, in the long run, they use lanterns and stuff to see, but Doug still uses a generator because there's be times where you need power and light, and we needed a light to shoot this video. This light's perfect for this video, actually.
Yeah,
it was shocking.
Surprised.
Yeah, we're kind of shocked. If you wonder what I'm doing, I put my hand up top on this because my shoulder hurts, so kind of just do this to kind of stretch it out. So say, why does he keep putting his hand up there? Well, that's why I'm doing it. But yeah, don't take us the wrong way. We're not getting down on homesteaders. Everybody's a homesteader in their own way, of their own being.
Yeah.
It's just the people out there that they talk about, I've done a blah, until you've worked your actual land.
Yeah.
And started from scratch with trees and having to cut them down and cutting firewood every day. And, I don't have a machine here that cuts firewood.
Firewood.
Huh?
You're the machine.
Yeah, I'm the machine. I cut the firewood. Amy, and we work as a team. I cut the firewood. Amy grabs the firewood, stacks it up inside the cabin, and we have our wood for the night.
Yep.
And it works. We work together. We are a team. So you can't do this
if you're not going to be a team.
you're not going to be a team. I mean, and you both have to have a loving relationship like we do.
Yeah.
This is my best friend.
Aww.
We've been together, and it's, if I have any problems, I can talk to her. And if she has any problems, she can talk to me. And we don't blow each other off. We listen to what that person has to say, and we work the problem out together as a team. But yeah, I mean, until you've been out here and you've really worked the land and really had to cut firewood, cut down all the trees, and I've probably got, 50,000, if not plus, trees on our land.
Yeah.
And I've cut down maybe
1% of them.
Yeah. And it's a lot of work cutting trees down. People don't know it,
Maybe not even 1%. It may be less than 1% of them.
We've done a lot since we've been here. Now, another thing is, too, is we've only been here for 2 months.
Yes. 6
2
weeks.
months, 6 weeks. So, really, 6 weeks, we've got a lot accomplished in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
In the next video that we do together, you'll get to see that. We'll talk about what we've done since we've been here for 6 weeks and how far we've come along. And, but at this point in time, we kind of just wanted to say, take this seriously. This is not a joke. This is real life happening stuff. And if you're not prepared for it, it might take you out.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I mean, it's so much work.
Yeah.
But the thing is you wake up in the morning at 4 or 5, making coffee, plan out your day. All right, so today I need to cut down 20 trees. I need to cut firewood. I need to make sure dinner's made so when Amy gets home, she has dinner. I have to make sure that everything's clean. And that's another thing that we'll go into real quick is being out in the elements. One of the first things you learn, even in the military, hygiene is the most important thing. You have to keep yourselves clean. You have to take care of yourselves. Brush your teeth, wash your face. If you have to take sponge baths. I don't know if you guys know what a sponge bath is, but I feel like I'm the sponge bath king now. And then we treat ourselves once a week till we go and take a shower. And we do that, and let me tell you, it's
best day of the week.
It's the best day of the week. But that's normally our day that we do our laundry. That's normally the day. It's not really an off day from the grid because we're still doing stuff. Laundry and cleaning up and cooking our Sunday dinner and, all that stuff. And then we get to take a shower, and we're not going to be working outside, so we don't have to worry about getting dirty and, so those are some things that you really have to look at. Generally, hygiene is one of the most important things. That, your food source, and heat.
Yeah.
Or
heat.
Whatever.
And if it's in the winter, heat.
Yeah. And it's funny because you just can't You can't just sit in the house and go, oh, I should cut firewood. Nah, I'm not going to cut firewood.
Yeah, you don't cut firewood.
You don't cut firewood, you freeze. It's simple. It's not.
Yeah. When you live on grid.
Yeah.
You can decide. You have different choices that you can make about what you want to do.
Oh, it's cold. I'll turn the heat up on the thermostat.
Yeah.
Easy.
It's not the same when you live off grid. If you make a decision, like I don't feel like getting out of bed today. I don't care about firewood.
That don't happen.
Tomorrow you're going to freeze.
Yeah. Or you're going to regret it because your wife's going to come home. The house, your cabin's going to be cold, and she's going to be chewing your butt out because why is the cabin cold? You had all day. You haven't done that to cut firewood. If anything, cut firewood and take the day off. At least you know you have warmth for the day, and make sure dinner's ready. I make dinner for her because she's still working her job. She's still doing her thing. I'm retired. She's not. So I take that extra, and I don't mind it. I make her dinner every day. We eat, we eat pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Our eating's changed.
Yes.
A lot. It's not like before where you just run to the fridge and grab something you want and throw it in the microwave or heat it up in the oven.
Yeah.
You don't have those amenities here. It's not just you eat when you eat. You eat breakfast, make sure you eat a hearty breakfast. A lot of protein.
Especially if you're going to be working on the homestead because you need a lot of energy. So a lot of protein. Eggs are really good.
Yep.
We can't wait till we have chickens because then we can have fresh eggs.
And those are coming soon. Those are coming soon. But yeah, it's good to have a good breakfast, a lot of proteins because you're going to burn the proteins up. Lunch is another plus. You have to have lunch. Rather you just make a quick sandwich or something. Always make sure you got something to eat. I eat, like, for lunch I'll have a sandwich of banana or a sandwich and an apple, and we eat sandwiches just about every day.
Yeah.
It's easy, it's quick, it's fast for us, and then we move on with the rest of our day. I come in about 5 o'clock after I get out, so I start, as soon as she leaves to go to work, which is roughly about 6:30, I start working on the homestead. I quit about 5, I come in, I start getting stuff ready for dinner. I start cooking dinner when she calls and tells me I'm on my way. That gives me an hour. It takes her an hour to get home and an hour to get to work. I have an hour.
On a good day.
On a good day. And I cook. And when she comes home, dinner is done, sitting there waiting. We sit down, we eat. I go and take a sponge bath. Then I go to bed and I'm out. Almost immediately out.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's so much stuff to do. Now, that's what we do. That's our everyday routine. So.
Yep.
So hey guys, I'm Justin.
I'm Amy.
Please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, tell your friends about us. We are the real deal. We are a couple.
Starting from scratch.
We are a couple that left the concrete jungle to start from scratch and build our own homestead, our own farm, and doing it the way that they did it in the old days.
Yeah.
Work it and work it and work it. Because at the end, it's the end result that you get to see.
Yep.
So at this point, guys, thanks a lot for stopping by the Swisher Homestead, which will soon be changed to the Swisher Family Farm. We'll get to that. But it's still the Swisher Homestead.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Yep.
Bye now.
Bye.